Numbers have always held a deep fascination for humanity. From ancient civilizations to modern times, they have been viewed not only as tools for measurement and calculation but also as symbols of profound mystical and spiritual significance. In various spiritual traditions, numbers are believed to reveal hidden truths about the universe and the divine. Whether through numerology, sacred geometry, or the study of specific holy numbers in religious texts, numbers serve as a bridge between the material world and the divine. The idea that numbers contain mystical meanings has been present in cultures across the globe. In the Pythagorean tradition, numbers were seen as the essence of all things, the underlying structure of reality. Similarly, in the Kabbalistic tradition, numbers are imbued with divine significance, reflecting aspects of God's creative power. Other ancient cultures, such as the Egyptians, Babylonians, and Chinese, also developed systems of thought that linked numbers to cosmic and spiritual truths. In numerology, each number is believed to possess its own unique vibration, which influences the physical and spiritual realms. By analyzing the numbers present in one's life, whether in their birth date, name, or even the events that unfold around them, numerologists claim to uncover insights into personality, destiny, and the deeper meaning of life events. But numerology is just one part of the story. Beyond this, many sacred numbers appear throughout religious texts, often associated with divine intervention or spiritual teachings. These numbers, whether they appear in the Bible, the Quran, or other holy scriptures, are often loaded with symbolic meanings that transcend their literal sense. Numerology, the blueprint of reality. Numerology is the study of numbers in the context of their vibrational energy and mystical significance. Its roots trace back to ancient civilizations, particularly the Greeks and Egyptians, though similar ideas appear in nearly all spiritual traditions. According to numerologists, numbers are the fundamental building blocks of the universe, each carrying its own energy and vibration that affects both the material and spiritual realms. The belief that numbers possess inherent meanings and power is the foundation of numerology, which seeks to interpret these meanings to reveal hidden truths about a person or event. The most basic premise in numerology is that everything in the universe is energy, and this energy vibrates at different frequencies. Numbers, like all things, also have their own vibrational frequency. Each number from 1 to 9 is believed to represent different qualities or archetypal energies. Additionally, the numbers 11, 22, and 33 are considered master numbers, which are seen as particularly powerful and are thought to contain higher spiritual potential. In a numerological reading, the numbers in a person's life, such as their birth date or the numerical value of their name, are used to determine their personality traits, life path, challenges, and destiny. By reducing numbers to their core essence through processes like summing the digits of a birth date, known as the life path number, numerologists believe they can provide insights into an individual's life purpose, strengths, and spiritual lessons. Sacred numbers in religious texts. Throughout the Bible, Quran, Torah, and other religious texts, certain numbers appear repeatedly, often in contexts that suggest a deeper symbolic or spiritual significance. These numbers are not arbitrary. They are seen as reflecting divine truths or the structure of the universe. Let's explore a few of the most prominent sacred numbers and their meanings in various religious traditions. The number 3, unity and divine completeness. The number 3 is often associated with unity and completeness in many spiritual traditions. In Christianity, the number 3 is perhaps most famously represented in the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This concept of 3 distinct persons in one God underscores the importance of the number 3 as symbolizing unity within diversity. Beyond Christianity, the number 3 holds similar significance in other cultures. In ancient Egypt, the number 3 was considered sacred, representing the harmony and balance of the cosmos. The Egyptians often used triads of gods such as Osiris, Isis, and Horus to convey the completeness of divine power. In Hinduism, the Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, represents the cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction, further emphasizing the number's role in depicting cosmic balance. The number 7, spiritual perfection and completion. The number 7 is perhaps the most universally regarded as sacred. In the Bible, the number 7 is repeatedly associated with divine creation and perfection. God creates the world in 6 days and rests on the 7th, marking the completion of creation. The 7 days of creation are a foundational symbol of divine order and the completion of God's perfect work. Similarly, the number 7 appears in many other religious and mystical traditions. In Judaism, the menorah, a sacred candelabrum used in the ancient temple, has 7 branches, symbolizing the light of divine wisdom. In Islam, Pilgrims circle the Kaaba in Mecca 7 times during the Hajj, and there are 7 heavens in Islamic cosmology. The recurrence of the number 7 across various spiritual systems suggests that it represents the concept of spiritual perfection, completeness, and divine order. In numerology, the number 7 is also seen as a highly spiritual number, representing introspection, wisdom, and the pursuit of higher truths. The number 12, divine authority and governance. Another significant number in religious texts is 12, which often symbolizes divine authority and governance. In the Bible, there are 12 tribes of Israel, each representing a foundational part of the nation of Israel. Similarly, Jesus had 12 apostles who were tasked with spreading his teachings and building the early Christian church. The number 12, therefore, often represents a complete and divinely ordained structure of leadership. In astrology, there are 12 zodiac signs, each of which governs a specific period of the year and influences human behavior and destiny. The recurrence of the number 12 in systems of time, such as the 12 months of the year and the 12 hours on a clock face, further emphasizes its association with order and governance. In numerology, the number 12 is considered a powerful number that represents completion and authority. Its energy is seen as a combination of the number 1, independence, leadership, and the number 2, balance, partnership, creating a dynamic balance of power and harmony. The number 40, testing and transformation. The number 40 often appears in the context of testing, trial, or transformation in religious texts. In the Bible, the Israelites wander in the desert for 40 years before reaching the Promised Land, symbolizing a period of purification and preparation. Similarly, Jesus fasts for 40 days and nights in the wilderness, where he is tested by the devil before beginning his public ministry. The number 40 is often associated with periods of transformation and spiritual growth, where one is tested to reveal their true character and faith. This idea of a transformative trial period is also reflected in other cultures. For instance, in the Quran, Noah's flood lasts for 40 days and 40 nights, and the Prophet Muhammad was 40 years old when he received his first revelation. In numerology, the number 40 reduces to the number 4, 4 plus 0, which represents stability, foundation, and building something lasting. Therefore, periods associated with the number 40 often result in a solid, transformative foundation for future spiritual growth. Sacred geometry, the divine blueprint. In addition to the mystical meanings of individual numbers, there is a long tradition of sacred geometry, which posits that certain geometric shapes and patterns are imbued with divine significance. Sacred geometry is based on the idea that the universe is constructed according to a precise geometric blueprint, with certain shapes and numbers reflecting the underlying structure of reality. One of the most famous examples of sacred geometry is the flower of life, a geometric pattern consisting of multiple evenly spaced, overlapping circles that form a flower-like pattern. This pattern is said to represent the interconnectedness of all life and the fundamental blueprint of creation. The flower of life is often associated with the concept of the Merkaba, an energetic field that surrounds and protects the human body, symbolizing the unity of the physical and spiritual realms. Another important shape in sacred geometry is the tetrahedron, a three-dimensional pyramid with 4 triangular faces. The tetrahedron is associated with the element of fire and is considered a symbol of balance and harmony. In the context of sacred geometry, the tetrahedron reflects the idea that all creation is based on a foundation of balanced energy, and that the physical world is a reflection of the underlying spiritual reality. The golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence. The golden ratio, often represented by the Greek letter phi, is a mathematical ratio that appears throughout nature and has been revered for its aesthetic beauty and spiritual significance. The ratio, approximately 1.618, is found in the proportions of everything from the spirals of galaxies to the arrangement of leaves on a plant. Many believe that the golden ratio reflects the inherent harmony and order of the universe, a divine blueprint that underlies the structure of reality. Closely related to the golden ratio is the Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers in which each number is the sum of the 2 preceding ones. This sequence, which begins 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21 and so on, also appears frequently in nature. From the spirals of shells to the branching of trees, the Fibonacci sequence is seen as a manifestation of the divine order that governs the natural world. The golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence are often viewed as symbols of the infinite and eternal nature of the universe. They reflect the idea that the cosmos is not random but governed by a deeper, mystical order that can be understood through the study of numbers and geometry. Continuing our journey through the sacred and symbolic meanings of numbers, we delve deeper into how these mystical codes have influenced cultures, religions, and philosophies throughout history. After exploring the foundational principles of numerology and examining some key sacred numbers, we now enter a more esoteric dimension, exploring how numbers reflect not only divine order but also processes of inner transformation, spiritual growth, and connection to the infinite. Inner transformation and numbers. Numbers are often viewed as symbols of cycles and evolutionary processes. Throughout history, many spiritual traditions have used numbers to represent stages of spiritual paths, inner transformations, and the attainment of enlightenment. In this context, numbers are not merely quantities but energies that reflect the soul's progress along its earthly journey. The number 9, the end of a cycle. In numerology, the number 9 is considered the number of conclusion, integration, and wisdom accumulated through life experiences. As the final single-digit number, 9 represents the end of a cycle before a new beginning. It symbolizes wholeness, fulfillment, and often reflects a moment of reflection on lessons learned. The number 9 is often associated with sacrifice and service to others, as those who resonate with this energy are believed to be driven by deep compassion and a desire to contribute to the greater good. In the spiritual context, 9 is seen as the energy of karmic completion, a sign that important lessons have been learned and that the soul is ready for a new level of existence. Esoterically, the number 9 is also linked to transcendence and enlightenment. In Buddhism, for example, there are the 9 stages of meditation, representing the different stages of progress toward complete liberation from illusion. Thus, this number is a powerful symbol of spiritual attainment and inner transformation. The number 8, karma and balance. The number 8, with its shape resembling the symbol of infinity, has long been seen as the number of karma and cosmic balance. In many traditions, 8 represents the law of cause and effect. What you sow, you reap. This reflects a universal principle that all actions, good or bad, return to their origin, influencing an individual's destiny. In numerological symbolism, 8 is associated with material power and achievement, but also with responsibility and justice. Its karmic link means that those influenced by this number often face challenges that force them to confront the outcomes of their past actions. Beyond karma, 8 is also a number of balance and structure. It represents the ability to manage material energy ethically and wisely. It is a symbol of transformation, as it transmutes earthly experiences into spiritual growth through understanding universal laws. Numerology and astrology, a cosmic synergy. Another field where numbers play a fundamental role is astrology. While astrology is primarily associated with the movement and position of celestial bodies, numbers are inherently connected to this practice. Zodiac signs, planets, and astrological houses are all influenced by the energy of numbers, adding a numerological dimension to astrological readings. Each zodiac sign is associated with a specific number that represents its essence. For example, Aries, as the first sign of the zodiac, is associated with the number 1, symbolizing initiative, leadership, and new beginnings. Taurus, the second sign, is linked to the number 2, representing duality, balance, and the need for stability. The planets, which govern the zodiac signs, also have their numerological resonance. Venus, which rules Taurus and Libra, is associated with the number 6, symbolizing harmony, love, and beauty. Mars, which governs Aries, is connected to the number 9, reflecting the energy of struggle, courage, and transformation. Master numbers, 11, 22, 33. In numerology, certain numbers are considered master numbers because they are believed to carry a higher spiritual vibration. The numbers 11, 22, and 33 are the principal master numbers, each with a specific meaning that transcends ordinary numerology. The number 11, spiritual enlightenment. The number 11 is often seen as the number of spiritual enlightenment and revelation. Those influenced by this number are considered visionaries and gifted with a higher intuitive sensitivity. The number 11 represents a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, and people who resonate with this number are often driven toward greater awareness and a deep connection with the divine. In numerology, 11 is not reduced to the sum of its digits. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, as it retains its unique vibration. It is a number representing intuition, inspiration, and spiritual awakening. Often, it is seen as a call to follow a path of spiritual elevation and to play a guiding role for others. The number 22, the master builder. The number 22 is called the master builder in numerology, as it is considered the number of manifestation and realization on the material plane. While the number 11 represents spiritual intuition and inspiration, 22 brings that energy into the physical world, helping to build lasting and meaningful structures. Those who resonate with the number 22 are seen as powerful leaders, capable of transforming high ideals into concrete realities. The number 22 is also connected to the idea of balance between the spiritual and material worlds. People who resonate with this number are often able to integrate spiritual lessons into their daily lives, creating a positive and lasting impact on society. They are seen as builders of civilizations, bringing order and progress through a clear spiritual vision and practical determination. The number 33, the Master Healer. The number 33 is the highest of the master numbers, representing unconditional love and selfless service. It is called the Master Healer because its vibration is one of sacrifice and giving for the benefit of humanity. Those who resonate with the number 33 are often involved in humanitarian causes and are driven by a desire to help others overcome hardships and find inner peace. The number 33 is a number of compassion, care, and service. People influenced by this number are often blessed with an open heart and a deep understanding of human suffering. They work tirelessly to bring healing and hope, and their life purpose is often to guide others toward a path of love and enlightenment. The meaning of numbers and dreams. Another way that numbers manifest in our spiritual life is through dreams. In many traditions, dreams are seen as messages from the unconscious or even from the divine, and numbers that appear in dreams are often considered to carry deep symbolic meanings. For example, dreaming of the number 1 can be interpreted as a message of independence or new beginnings, while dreaming of the number 2 can indicate the need for cooperation or balance in waking life. The number 3 in dreams may represent creativity and self-expression, while the number 4 might signify the need for stability and structure. Additionally, numbers in dreams can be connected to events or situations in daily life. If a specific number appears repeatedly in dreams, it may indicate a recurring theme in the individual's life or an important message from their subconscious. Interpreting numbers in dreams requires an understanding of one's personal circumstances and the broader numerological symbolism. Numbers and archetypes, the language of the collective unconscious. The use of numbers as archetypal symbols has been deeply explored by psychologists such as Carl Jung, who developed the theory of the collective unconscious. According to Jung, there are universal symbols that spontaneously emerge from the unconscious, and numbers are among these archetypes. They represent primordial forces and fundamental structures that govern both the physical and psychic worlds. Jung believed that numbers were not merely tools for calculation but were imbued with deep meanings that reflect the human psyche and the structure of the universe. For instance, the number 4 with its association to stability and completeness, as in the 4 elements, 4 cardinal directions, etc., represents an archetypal principle of order and totality. Similarly, the number 7 with its mystical and spiritual associations, reflects an archetype of inner search and wisdom. Numbers and synchronicity. Another concept closely linked to numbers and their spiritual significance is synchronicity, a term coined by Jung to describe meaningful coincidences that seem to have a significance beyond pure chance. Often, these synchronistic events involve numbers appearing in seemingly random yet profoundly meaningful ways. For example, seeing the same number repeatedly in different contexts, on clocks, license plates, or in important documents, can be interpreted as a sign from the universe or a message from one's higher self. These synchronicities may indicate that an individual is on the right path or that there is a deeper meaning behind the events unfolding in their life. Synchronicity often involves the numbers 11 verse 11, which many people report seeing repeatedly in moments of spiritual awakening or life transitions. The appearance of 1111 is thought to be a sign of alignment with higher energies and a call to pay attention to one's spiritual journey. The Divine Code. Numbers as keys to the universe. Numbers, as we have explored, are not merely tools of calculation or human invention. They are keys to understanding the deeper structure of the universe. Whether through numerology, sacred geometry, or the study of holy numbers and religious texts, numbers reveal the hidden patterns that govern both the material and spiritual worlds. Throughout history, mystics, philosophers, and mathematicians have sought to uncover the divine code that is believed to underlie all of creation. From Pythagoras' belief in the music of the spheres to modern explorations of the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, numbers have always been seen as a bridge between the human mind and the infinite wisdom of the cosmos. The idea that numbers hold the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe is at the heart of both numerology and sacred geometry. By understanding the symbolic and energetic meanings of numbers, we gain insight not only into the workings of the universe but also into our own spiritual path. In the next part of this exploration, we will delve deeper into the relationship between numbers and divine consciousness, exploring how these mystical symbols guide us toward understanding our higher purpose and the ultimate truths of existence. As we continue to explore the mystical world of numbers, we shift our focus to the profound relationship between numbers and divine consciousness. Numbers not only shape our physical and material understanding of reality but also serve as spiritual markers that guide us toward higher states of awareness. Through them, we can unlock deeper truths about the universe, our place within it, and the divine principles that govern all of creation. In this final part, we will explore the interconnectedness of numbers, divine consciousness, and the ultimate truths of existence, concluding with reflections on the significance of numbers in our spiritual journey. The number 0, the void and infinite potential. While the numbers 1 through 9 and beyond represent different aspects of the material and spiritual worlds, the number 0 holds a unique and powerful significance in mystical thought. 0 is often seen as the symbol of the void, the great emptiness from which all creation emerges. It represents both nothingness and infinite potential, the source of all existence. In many spiritual traditions, the void is not seen as a place of absence but as the origin of all being. In Kabbalistic thought, the concept of Ein Sof, literally without end, is used to describe the infinite nature of God before creation. This infinite nothingness, much like the number 0, contains within it the potential for everything. Similarly, in Taoism, the Tao is described as the formless, nameless source of all things, a concept that mirrors the mystical meaning of 0. In numerology, the number 0 is rarely used on its own but is often seen amplifying the power of the numbers it accompanies. For instance, in combinations like 10, 20, or 100, the presence of 0 enhances the original number's spiritual significance by symbolizing the boundless possibilities that lie within it. This notion of infinite potential also connects to the cyclical nature of existence, where creation and dissolution are continuous processes, and 0 marks both the end and the beginning. The number 13, transformation and rebirth. In many cultures, the number 13 carries connotations of misfortune or bad luck. However, from a mystical and esoteric perspective, 13 holds a far deeper meaning, one that relates to transformation, death, and rebirth. Far from being an unlucky number, 13 represents the necessary cycles of change and renewal that are intrinsic to spiritual growth. In the tarot, the 13th card is the Death card, which symbolizes transformation and the shedding of the old to make way for the new. This archetypal theme of death and rebirth is a central spiritual concept, reflected in countless myths and religious narratives. In Christianity, for instance, Jesus and his 12 apostles form a group of 13, with Jesus' crucifixion and subsequent resurrection, symbolizing the ultimate transformation. In numerology, the number 13 reduces to 4, 1 plus 3, a number associated with stability and foundation. This reflects the idea that after the transformative and sometimes turbulent energy of 13, a new structure or foundation is established. Thus, 13 is often seen as a gateway to higher wisdom, pushing the individual toward greater spiritual understanding by encouraging them to embrace change. The divine code and sacred geometry. The concept of the divine code, an inherent universal order that governs all existence, has fascinated mystics, mathematicians, and philosophers for centuries. Many believe that this code can be uncovered through the study of sacred geometry, a discipline that sees geometric shapes and patterns as the building blocks of the universe. As mentioned in previous sections, the golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence are two of the most well-known examples of sacred geometry. These patterns appear in nature, from the spirals of galaxies to the arrangement of petals and flowers, and are often seen as reflections of the divine blueprint that shapes all creation. One of the most profound symbols in sacred geometry is the vesica piscis, formed by the intersection of two circles. This shape has been used to represent the unity of opposites, spiritual and material, masculine and feminine, finite and infinite. The vesica piscis is also a key component in the flower of life, a geometric pattern that is believed to hold the secrets of creation and consciousness. The study of sacred geometry reinforces the idea that numbers and shapes are not random. They are expressions of the divine mind, encoded into the very fabric of reality. For those on a spiritual path, understanding these patterns allows for a deeper connection to the cosmic order and an alignment with the flow of divine energy. Numbers as portals to divine consciousness. As we examine the deeper aspects of numbers, it becomes clear that they are more than just abstract symbols. In mystical traditions, numbers are seen as portals to divine consciousness, allowing us to tap into higher realms of existence. Each number carries with it a specific vibration or energy that, when understood, can elevate our consciousness and bring us closer to the divine. This idea is particularly evident in the teachings of the Kabbalah, where numbers are central to understanding the nature of God and the structure of creation. The Kabbalistic tree of life is composed of 10 Sephiroth, emanations of divine energy, each associated with a specific number. These numbers represent different aspects of the divine, and the path of spiritual ascent involves moving through these Sephiroth, understanding their significance and integrating their lessons into one's life. In Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, numbers are also used to understand the nature of God. The 99 names of Allah, each corresponding to a specific attribute of the divine, are often meditated upon as a way of drawing closer to God. The repetition of these names, often in specific numerical patterns, is a form of spiritual practice designed to unlock higher states of consciousness. Similarly, in Eastern traditions such as Hinduism and Buddhism, the repetition of sacred sounds or mantras is often done in specific numerical sequences. The number 108, for example, is considered highly auspicious and is used in many spiritual practices. The repetition of a mantra 108 times is believed to align the practitioner with the cosmic order and facilitate a connection to the divine. The power of repetition and patterns. One of the key ways in which numbers serve as portals to divine consciousness is through repetition and patterns. Many spiritual practices involve the repetition of specific numbers or sequences, which are believed to activate certain energies or open gateways to higher realms. In Christianity, the number 3, representing the Holy Trinity, is often used in prayers and rituals, with prayers being said 3 times to invoke the presence of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Similarly, in Islam, the daily prayers are repeated at set intervals throughout the day, and many prayers involve reciting specific phrases a certain number of times to align oneself with divine will. The use of repetition in these practices highlights the importance of numbers not just as symbols but as tools for spiritual alignment. By repeating certain numbers or sequences, individuals are able to tune into the vibrations of the universe, facilitating a deeper connection with the divine. Conclusion: numbers as universal guides. In this exploration of numbers and their mystical meanings, we have uncovered how deeply embedded numbers are in the fabric of existence. From numerology to sacred geometry, from religious texts to spiritual practices, numbers serve as a language through which the divine speaks to us. They are not just tools for measuring or counting but are portals that connect us to higher truths, guiding us on our spiritual journey. The study of numbers, whether through ancient systems like the Kabbalah, modern numerology, or the observation of sacred geometry in nature, offers profound insights into the structure of reality and the mind of the divine. By understanding the symbolic and energetic significance of numbers, we open ourselves to a deeper awareness of the universe and our place within it. As we move forward in our lives, it is important to recognize the presence of numbers not just as random occurrences but as messages from the divine. Each number carries a vibration, a code, that speaks to our soul and guides us toward greater understanding. Whether we are encountering repeating numbers in daily life or exploring the deeper meanings of sacred numbers in spiritual practice, numbers remind us that we are part of a vast, interconnected cosmic order. In the end, the study of numbers is the study of life itself. It is a journey into the heart of creation, where every number is a thread in the tapestry of existence, connecting us to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Through numbers, we find not only guidance for our personal and spiritual growth but also a glimpse into the divine plan that governs all things.